I've got the strangest feeling. This is not our first time around. One day, the dreamer will wake up and realize these two was just a dream. Or to be more precise, it was a nightmare. But just because it was a nightmare doesn't mean that it was not a dream. Every nightmare is a dream. The dreamer hated the dream because it was a nightmare. The dreamer couldn't change what was happening in the dream. The dreamer had no choice but to dream, even though the dream was horrible. The dreamer believed that it was real. I don't know why. The dreamer always fails to realize it when he's dreaming. How is it that every night when he goes to sleep and he starts to dream, he does not remember that actually he's sleeping somewhere and whatever he's experiencing is not really real? He will wake up at any time. The dreamer might not know when he's gonna wake up, but he's gonna wake up. I mean, not only does he not know that he's gonna wake up, not only does he not know when he's gonna wake up, doesn't even know that he's gonna wake up, but he's gonna wake up. Why is it that he takes the dream seriously all the damn time? All the time you know what I'm saying? All the time when he's dreaming, he'd be taking the dream seriously. If he finds himself in trouble in his dream, he really thinks he's in trouble, but he's not. He can wake up at any time. But he doesn't know that. Somehow he forgot that he's sleeping somewhere. Why? Maybe the dreamer only has one task. That is to realize that he's dreaming. Maybe that is true awakening. Maybe it's not about succeeding and having all the money in the world. Maybe it's not about getting rid of suffering once and for all. Maybe it's not about conquering the demiurge. Maybe it's not about going to heaven. Maybe it's not about being a good person or a bad person. Maybe it's not about being happy. It's about realizing that it's a dream. It's always been a dream. So that no matter what happens, the dreamer will not take it that seriously. As soon as the dreamer wants to take it seriously, he remembers, oh, it's just a dream. It is just a dream. I can wake up from it at any time. It's a dream, it's not real. It never was real. The problem with the dreamer is that he's too invested in storyline that it's going to be very difficult for him to realize that it was never real. There are some people who have taken dangerous psychedelics that found themselves in worlds that are similar to this one, and they felt like it was real, and then when they woke up they thought that whatever they were experiencing was real, and some of them even wanted to go back to the dream. Why do you dream? Do you dream because your brain is trying to make sense of reality? Your brain is trying to rest? You dream because your brain wants to create simulations for you to teach you how to deal with some situations? Is that the reason? Really? You dream because you're a dreamer. You're a dreamer. You dream. That's all you do. That's what you're doing right now. You're dreaming. But every time, you've been making this mistake since the beginning. See, every time when you wake up from a dream, you tell yourself that now you are in the real world. Yeah, I was dreaming, but now I'm not. Ever had a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream? So you wake up and you're like, oh shoot, it was a dream. Dang, how did I not even realize that there was a dream? I mean, the snake was talking. Like, I should have realized that it was a dream because the snake was talking. But somehow I didn't realize that it was a dream. At the time, you're on top of a lion. How did I realize that was a dream? You know? The lion is your transport now. You still don't realize you're dreaming. You don't realize how weird it is. And you wake up and you're like, what? Damn, man, I should have realized it was a dream. I mean, it was very obvious. That time you're a chicken. You still don't realize that you're dreaming. You wake up and you're like, I was a chicken and I still didn't realize that I was dreaming. You're in a world that's so damn absurd. Nothing really makes sense. Everything is upside down and you think it's real. In a world that really doesn't make sense, you're going to be like, it's real. No, it's not. You're dreaming. You are a dreamer. You will know when you've truly woken up. You'll know. You'll know what life is. You'll know what is going on. You'll understand everything. There won't be confusion anymore. You'll be like, oh shit, I get it now. I get it. But now you're dreaming. That is why nothing makes sense. That's why you don't understand science. That's why you don't understand mathematics. That's why they're telling you about some objects in space. That's why they're telling you that the universe is always expanding and there's many galaxies. Yeah, That's why they're telling you that the world is spinning. That's why they tell you that you used to live underwater. You live underwater for many years, but somehow you evolved. And that's why now you're no longer in Marine anymore. It's because you evolve. You know. That is why they're telling you about all these religions, telling you about all simulations and technology, all these things. It's because you are actually dreaming. All of it is absurd. All of it, you should realize that it's a dream just by realizing how things really work. But somehow you tell yourself that it's real. Is that not the mistake that you've been making since the beginning? What if you've been living your life wrong since the beginning? And maybe that's why it sucks more than it should. It's because you think it's real. You get what I'm saying? So you've been living life wrong because you believe it was real and it wasn't. I mean, how do you live life right if you believe that it's real if it isn't? Maybe to win the game is to realize that it's not real. Because really, if you realized that this is not real, nothing will affect you. I mean, what would affect you in a negative way, really? You'll see things happening, you're like, it's not real. My best friend gossiped about me. You know, this person that I trusted and I thought they'll never say anything about me. Yeah, they said something about me, but it's not real. It's just a dream. Damn, I'm dreaming nonsense. What the hell is going on here? I just lost my house. But it's just a dream. Let's see what's gonna happen. And let me just improvise. And I know sometimes when you are not dealing with the situation, it seems easy, right? Like when I say like if you've lost your house, like it seems like it's simple things to deal with. But I think if we truly known what this is, nothing will get to us. You see, every nightmare that you've ever had, every nightmare that made you wake up scared, you will have enjoyed the nightmare. You will have woken up and be like, I was laughing with those monsters that were chasing me, you know? I stopped and I started laughing. Like, what the heck are you even chasing me, dude? Like, let's stop playing this game. It's ridiculous. I ain't letting you chase me anymore, man. Let's go and play a video game somewhere, you know? I understand that you're ugly and you're scary and you're trying to scare me and all of that, but let's go and play a video game, man. Drink some water. You know what I'm saying? You talk to these monsters having sleep paralysis. You look at that thing, you're like, you're not real, dude. You are not real. Damn, I'm creating nonsense sometimes. How did I even create you? Maybe your biggest mistake was believing that this was real. Because there was no one who was going to tell you that it isn't. I mean, there isn't a person that's going to tell you that even if you watch a video of someone telling you that it is not real, they're not really telling you anything. It's you who has to realize that it isn't. You know, you could watch billions of videos. If people, like the whole world could decide to tell you that this is not real. So you find that all your friends, all the people that you know, the people that you don't know, the celebrities, they tell you that it's not real, but you still think it's real. No one can tell you that this is not real. It's you who has to realize that. You go turn on the television and Jay-Z calls you by your name. Be like, Michael, are you dead? No, like you. I know you're watching. Look, man, I know you thought this was real. You thought that your friends were real. You thought that you were born. You thought your problems were real and all that, but none of this is real. I'm Jay-Z, dude. I'm calling you by your name, in your name and your surname. You know, I know what you just did now. You know, I know what you were eating. I know what you're thinking. Look, it's not real. Trust me. And you're like, what? And you switch off your TV and you go out and you're like, I want to tell my friend what I just witnessed. And your friend be like, yo, we know, bro. We know. Look, it's not real. I was sorry that we didn't let you know this earlier, but it's not. It was never real. Like you're not gonna believe them. You're gonna create some stories. If you're religious, you'll be like, oh, maybe Jesus is coming back soon. You know what I'm saying? So all these people are trying to like make me doubt my reality, so that I'll lose faith in Jesus and all. Like you could create different stories, but the real truth will be that it's not real. What made you believe that it was real in the first place? Huh? Did reality tell you it was real? Did the universe tell you it was real? Did the universe tell you anything? Or you just decided, like, I'm gonna believe it's real, and you believe that? I mean, you can believe anything. You can believe that Hlanhla is an alien. I mean, that's my name, Hlanhla. Benedictine. You can believe that Benedictine is an alien. You can believe that. Your mind can believe anything. You can believe that I'm a robot. Remember, I watched a video from this other channel. This other guy was saying that I'm an agent of the Matrix. It's like, like you could literally believe anything. You believe anything, bro. There's nothing that you cannot believe in this world. But what if you believe the truth? Wouldn't that mean that you've truly awoken? And here's what that will mean. Every dream that you're going to dream, you're going to treat it the way that it should be treated. And that you're going to realize that none of it is real. It doesn't matter what I'm experiencing, none of it is real. That's what you must realize. So whatever experience you have is not real. Whatever experience you have is not real. Whatever experience you have is not to be taken seriously. So what's gonna happen is that even when you're dreaming, you're gonna remember that whatever experience I have is not real. Like, why are you so attached to this? Why are you taking this too damn seriously? Huh? Why are you stressing when things happen? When someone starts to fight with you, why are you fighting back? Like, you offended me, I'm fighting you. You're taking it seriously. Someone gossiped about you, it's fine. You focus on what you want to focus on. But why? Why should we focus on that? You know what I'm saying? It's you taking this seriously. Why do you stress about small things? You taking this thing seriously. It's a dream. It's not real. All of it is an illusion. All of it is a lie. All of it is made up. One day the dreamer is going to wake up and be like, why did I take it seriously? Damn, man, there was this character in my dream, Benedictine. I watched his videos a lot. He said it many times that it was a dream, but somehow it didn't click. Shit, I would have enjoyed. Because I would have not taken it seriously. I would not have stressed about my problems, Because why? Why should I stress about anything at all? I mean, it's actually illogical to stress. It's not real. One day, the dreamer is gonna wake up. When he does, he shouldn't regret anything. He shouldn't regret how he responded to the challenges that he faced in the dream. He shouldn't look at himself and be like, sure, I shouldn't have responded. He should look at himself and be like, I'm glad. I'm glad I was brave. I'm glad that I didn't allow fear to control me in a dream. It was just a dream. I mean, why allow fear to control you in a dream? I'm glad that I did what I wanted to do. I lived life the way that I wanted to live life inside a dream. I made the bravest decision. I couldn't control the dream because I don't really understand how anything happens in the dream. But what I've realized is that I responded the way that I wanted to respond to things. So no matter what life presented, I responded brilliantly. Imagine. So life is feeding you nonsense, but you are responding so well that you become proud of yourself, right? One of the biggest problems is that the dreamer is so invested in the dream. He's taking everything seriously. It's the people who take life too seriously who suffer the most. I keep on telling you all that if you don't care about something, it's not going to affect you. If you don't take something seriously, it's not going to affect you. In this world, we are affected by different things. There's a person who can't sleep at night because they were called an idiot at work by someone. They can't sleep. They're thinking about that. The whole thing, like, damn, man. And then when they go to sleep, they're thinking about that. They can't even function. They ain't even eat. They're thinking about the person that called them an idiot. But there are people who've been called idiots. They forgot 3 minutes after. Like, they totally forgot they were called an idiot. Like, they're focusing on other things. You know? They don't care. They don't take that seriously. It doesn't matter to them. Other people's opinions do not matter to them. There are people who get offended when someone says something online. You find that it's a person who doesn't even know you, you know. But they say something that triggers you. They don't even know you. They don't even know you they don't even know if they like you. Right? Maybe they actually would like you if they go to meet you in person. But because you're their own line, they're not even thinking thoroughly about what they're saying. They're just saying whatever, you know. But you're offended. You're angry. There's a lot of work that you need to do. You mustn't be affected by things. And it needs to start with the smallest things, you know? It needs to start with the smallest things. You need to reach a level where the smallest things do not affect you, so that the big things won't affect you. Things that seem big won't really affect you. So that if you go to a hospital and they say you have a terminal illness, you make peace with it. You don't go crazy, you know? You're like, okay, it's a dream. We all know that in the end it's gonna be over. You know, no one is gonna be here forever. These are the things that happen in this realm. Let me deal with it the way that I want to deal with it. Not to be controlled by emotions, fear, and all of that. The dreamer needs to realize that every experience that he's going to have is going to be a dream. That's what the dreamer must realize. The sooner the dreamer realizes that, the better. It is not about becoming rich in this realm. It's not what's gonna make it better for you. It may seem like it will, but the problems will always be there. That is why Biggie Smalls said, more money, more problems. Now you'll be stressing about your safety every night when you go to sleep. You know, there are people who are setting you up. There are people who want what you have. You can't trust your girlfriend. You can't trust your friends. You can't trust your relatives. You don't know who to trust anymore. Every person who comes into your life, they want something. You can't even have real friends anymore. You know what I'm saying? At every level, there will always be challenges. Like if you're playing a video game, there will always be challenges on every level, you know? So really, it's about realizing the highest truth with it that it's all a dream. None of it is real. It's all an illusion. It's not really to be taken seriously. So that you don't take it seriously. Maybe that is how you win. You are supposed to see beyond the illusion. Or to realize that it's just an illusion. Because that's something that you're not realizing. You're not acting as if this is an illusion. You are acting as if this is real. So when things happen, you respond as if it's all real, even if it's not. Isn't that what you've been doing your whole life? Responding to life as if it is real. The only other life that you've experienced that was just like this one was in a dream. Surely that make it obvious that this is a dream. Who told you? Who programmed you to not look at this as a dream? Huh? Like, it's not a dream, it's real. It's real. Take it seriously. Who? Why do you take the illusion seriously? I mean, you get food in your dreams. You take your dreams seriously and you still do not learn. Maybe you dream so that you realize that this too is a dream. Because that's the most logical thing to believe. If you are thinking as rationally as possible. Because the only other life that you've experienced was in a dream. You can't just say it's normal to dream, bro. It's not. It's something extraordinary, just like life itself. Because you find yourself in a world where you experience things the way that you experience things here, where you can touch, where you can lift things up, where you can interact with people who seem to have their own minds, who seem to have their own lives, who seem to have their own background stories, who seem to have their own problems. You interact with these people. Sometimes they are your enemies. Sometimes they are your friends. Sometimes they're neutral. That girl that you like, sometimes she doesn't like you back. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, and it's your dream. So you approach a girl in your dream and you like her, but she doesn't like you. Not only does she not like you, she doesn't even want to talk to you. She actually hates you. Or she likes your friend. So it's your dream, but you're not getting the girl that you want. Your friend is getting the girl that you want, but it's your dream. And you're not realizing that it's just a dream. Huh? You're thinking it's all real. Isn't it weird to you that you dream? Be real with yourself. Have you really thought about what it really means to be able to dream? Or you just take dreams for granted because you've been dreaming your whole life. Imagine if you've never dreamt before. You didn't know what dreaming was like and you dreamt for the first time. Imagine how you'd be willing to talk about it. You'll be willing to talk about dreams with every person that you meet. You'll be talking about dreams when you're on your way to work, with your colleagues. You talk about these dreams with your friends, with strangers. You'll be talking about these dreams. The same way if someone has a psychedelic experience, they want to talk about it. It's interesting, It's different. But because you've been dreaming your whole life, you're thinking dreams are just dreams. You don't even take dreams seriously. Don't. But you don't take dreams as like the way that you look at life. You know what I'm saying? Because you take life seriously, but you don't take dreams seriously. If you don't take dreams seriously, don't take life seriously. Because your experience in your dreams is the same experience that you're having now. How do you even know that when you wake up every day, you're not even the same person? You were a baby, right? At some point, you're not a baby. How do you even grow up? Why don't you even see yourself growing up? You might say, well, because I grow up slowly. I grow up when I'm sleeping. My body changes when I'm sleeping. But how? How do you actually grow? If you live with a person, you don't see them changing. They seem the same until one day they just don't seem the same anymore. And you're like, huh? But really, you don't really see the changes. It's other people maybe who will be like, yeah, this person has changed. It's not how they used to look, you know? Strange. Because none of it is real. You've just been thinking that it is. You've just been taking it seriously because you are too damn invested. It feels real. It seems serious. And because of that, you are invested. Maybe it's just your dream and I'm just in it. Always have been. You just took it seriously. You just took the lie seriously. You had a decision to make since you became conscious. It is to treat this as a dream or to treat this as reality. It comes with no instruction. You don't have to live life a certain way. Like, you can live life the way that you want to live life. You can believe what you want to believe. You can think what you want to think. It's all up to you. But you chose to take this seriously. And you became addicted to, treating this as a serious thing. Right now you're addicted to it. Now you're addicted to your problems. You're addicted to solving problems. Usually problems solve themselves, especially if you don't pay that much attention to them. But the more you pay attention to them, the harder it is to solve them. The more you take them seriously, the harder it is to solve them. But when you don't take them seriously, you it is what it is. You focus on what you're interested in, focus on having fun. These problems are solving themselves. And you're like, huh? I thought I had that problem, but somehow I don't have it anymore. Yeah, it solved itself. It's not real. It wasn't. You just told yourself that it was because you were the only one who had to decide what this is. So, of course, if you tell yourself that it is serious and it's real, it's going to seem serious and real. But if you tell yourself that it isn't serious and it's not real, it's not going to seem serious and it's not going to be real. You have that kind of power to decide what this is, right? It's really up to you. It's not up to the people that you look up to. It's not up to God. It's not up to your parents. It's not up to physicists. It's not up to scientists. It's not up to astrology. It's not up to astronomers. It's not up to mathematicians. It's not up to and it's not up to anyone really. It's up to you. You are the only one who decides what the heck this is, what is real and what isn't, or if none of it is real, or if everything is real. You are the one with that kind of power. And so far, you've been deciding to take everything that is happening as real, or maybe 99% of the things that are happening as real. Reality is constantly changing. People are changing. Animals are changing. There are people who used to hate you where you work. Now they seem to be on your side for some reason. You don't even understand how. You're like, this person used to hate me for real. How did that change? And it seems like the moment it changed, you don't even realize it. It just seemed like they just changed out of nowhere, right? But you didn't recognize that moment when they actually did change. It's because it's not them that changes, the world itself. Like, it's reality itself, really. So it seems like people are actually changing, and you can put it that way and say people are changing, but really it's reality itself. It's like if you're hallucinating, it seems like what you're seeing is changing, but it's not. It's not really changing. it's because everything is your projection, so you're projecting different things. So nothing is really changing, but it seems like it's changing. So you can say that it's changing, but not in a way that you believe that it is. You see, an illusion is supposed to fool you. Are you going to allow this world to continue to fool you? This reality, this illusion, no matter what you want to call it, are you going to allow it to continue to fool you? Or are you going to wake up and realize that it was just a dream? It was never supposed to be taken seriously. You were never supposed to be attached to anything, because none of it is real. None of it is serious. I don't know how many times I've said this, but my favorite TV show of all time is Atlanta. Donald Glover's best work. I loved it. From the first episode. I remember watching, I remember going online and asking what is like the best comedy series in 2017, 2018. Some people said Atlanta, and I was like, oh, Atlanta. Watched the first episode. It didn't seem serious, but there was something about it that I just loved, like I wanted to keep on watching. And I didn't think even for a second that the ending would be the way that it was. Season 4, last episode, it was only dream. We are shown that one of the characters used to dream. He will have these sessions, sensory deprivation sessions, and he will not be able to separate dream from reality. So now we had to ask ourselves, was the whole show a dream? Was the whole show his dream? He was dreaming up everything. I mean, he was like a philosopher really in the series. So maybe he was the dreamer. On the final scene, he saved his friend from a potential kidnapping. Stole a car, drove his friends home. While they were chilling, they asked him where he got the car, and he told them that he stole it. And they're like, what? He wanted to get us in trouble. In fact, they say he was going to get in trouble. And he said, no, I'm not worried about getting in trouble. I'm still in the tank. Like, no, you're not in the tank. He's like, I am. They're like, no, you're not in the tank. You're really here, and we're really your friends. And he said, maybe it's just my dream, and you're just in it. Like, the bravery. Him being able to say that, like, yeah, maybe it's just my dream, bro. Like, why should I take it seriously? Why should I stress myself? I can hear the police sirens, but I'm not saying go and steal cars. But I'm just trying to make you loosen up a little bit, not take this too damn seriously when things are happening. It's not that serious. It's you who's giving it power. It's you who's giving it meaning. You can give it any meaning. So of course, if you take it seriously, it is serious. But if you don't take it seriously, then it is not serious. So maybe it's just your dream, and I'm just in it, and it's always been that way. And yes, of course, other people ain't gonna be like, yeah, you're dreaming. It was always up to you to truly wake up. And realize that whatever experience you're going to have will just be a dream. No matter how real it seems, it will just be a dream. No matter how consistent it seems. Here's the thing. Even in your sleeping dreams, it seems like there's consistency, right? But there isn't. It's only after you've woken up that you're like, that was ridiculous. But when you're in a dream, it does seem consistent, right? The dream seems consistent and persistent. until you wake up and you're like, no, it wasn't. When you remember it, you now remember how ridiculous it was. That's how it works. It's only after you wake up that you realize that, damn, that experience was ridiculous. In every dream that you'll ever have, your true power lies in realizing that you're dreaming. If you're going to take the dream seriously, treat the dream as if it's real, every problem that you encounter as if it's real, every monster that you have to deal with as if it's real, of course you're suffering. Of course you've lost all your power. You automatically become a victim because to you it's all real. When we were kids, our parents used to lie to us about ghosts, about monsters. You know, when you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, your mother will be like, I'm gonna call the monster that's hiding behind the wardrobe, and now you're scared. But that monster is not even real. I remember because I was very stubborn as a kid, my grandmother would put something on the tree outside. And maybe she'll find something like a Jay-Z and put it on the tree. And she says, it's a monster. If you're not gonna stop doing what you're doing, we're just gonna leave you alone here and that monster is gonna come and get you. And I'll be scared. But my power really did lie on me, or realizing that they were lying. There was no monster. It was not real. Sometimes when you have a problem, you just go to sleep, man. You just be like, hey, whatever, like let me sleep. I know sometimes it's difficult to sleep. Usually when I want to fall asleep, I would listen to, and this is actually a good hack, because if someone has not told you this, you might not know that it works. You just listen to some, there's some videos on YouTube. Someone captured rain, the sound of rain. You listen to it when you're sleeping. You might end up not thinking much about the things that are things that are affecting you. Also listen to people's videos. Like, I like long videos. If someone is a philosopher on YouTube and they're making long videos, I like channels like actualize.org. Leo Gura, his videos are very long, like 3 hours long. So I know that I'm gonna fall asleep listening to these videos. That's why I don't like 20 minutes videos, 30 minutes. Like, I want them to be longer. Sometimes I would even have a dream as if like I'm the one who's saying these things, that if it's things that actually make sense, right? And that actually show you that the whole thing is a dream, that we are actually one thing, and right, everything that you're experiencing is you. But yeah, you should learn not to give that much attention to your problems, because you stressing doesn't solve anything. There are some problems that if you have them, you're not going to solve them by stressing. In fact, the more you stress, the more you lose your power, because you're just stressing and you are losing a lot of energy stressing. But if you focus on solutions, or you just don't, if you feel like there's no solution, you just don't think about them at all, you are reserving your power, which is something that's very important, because you need to still have your power. If you lose your power, what do you really have? Because it's your power that you have. It's your power that you need to be able to solve these problems, deal with these issues. So you do not give your power to the illusion. It's about realizing that it's an illusion. That's how you take your power. You take your power by realizing that none of it is real. It's not about trying to control reality. Don't let these people, telling you about law of attraction and all of that lie to you. You don't really create reality like that, But you can work on how you respond to reality, or whatever you want to call it, right? An illusion, a dream, whatever you want to call it. But work on how you respond to it. Work on protecting your energy, right? Not giving your energy to what you don't prefer. Work more on that. Work on that consistently. Whenever you encounter a problem, you work on protecting your energy. How do I protect my energy? And you keep on working. It's about making your problems small. Because they are. They are small. The problem is that we take this seriously. You can make a problem that is very small big. You can make someone insulting you a big issue. Some people end up in jail because of small things. They're drunk. I remember I saw a video of some guy shooting another guy in a tavern. And you're like, when you trace the story, you realize that it's nothing. They were fighting over nothing, really. Now the guy is going to have to spend the rest of his life in jail. It's about, that's caused by making problems big. You realize that none of it is real. None of it is serious. This doesn't mean that there's no suffering in this world. This doesn't mean that this is fair. This doesn't mean that this is not a nightmare. It is. It's always been. But a nightmare only has power when you take it seriously. Right? When you see that monster and you're like, yeah, this is a big monster. Yeah, this monster is going to F me up. Yeah, you're giving that monster power. But if you encounter a monster in your nightmare and you're like, it's just a nightmare, dude. And that monster with turf limbs, come at you, you're like, you want to hit it? You're not taking it seriously. Because why should you? Why should you play along? Why should you run away? Why should you scream? Why should you be scared? What do you really have to lose? What's going to happen if the monster catch you? Is he really going to do anything? Especially if you're not afraid at all. Especially if you know that he's not real. Is he really going to do something? Oh, it's you who gives him power. You're like, yeah, you're real, you're a monster, and you can do something to me, and then that monster has power. Now you're running away, and you can't even run. It seems like the harder you try, the harder it is for you to run. You're like, damn, man, I'm able to run fast. How am I not running fast? Yeah, you give the power to the monster, and now the monster is taking advantage of that. It's you who gave the monster power. You have the power. Some of y'all will still be like, nah, man, it's not a dream, it's not a dream, it's you giving the power to the monster, it's a dream. It's a dream. Imagine if you were having a nightmare and I appeared in a nightmare and I told you what I'm telling you now. You'd be like, no, it's real. Look at that monster, it's real. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not real. It's an illusion. You're like, no, it's real. It's not an illusion. Pain is real, so it's not an illusion. Of course, you're giving the power to the monster. So I will disappear, and then the monster will keep on chasing you, and you keep on being scared. You keep on playing along until you wake up and you're like, damn. It was not real. It seems real. It feels real. Don't act like dreams don't feel real. They do. Just like this illusion. It seems real. But is it? Why do we talk about the Mandela effect? We talk about the Mandela effect all the damn time. People will be like, yeah, I thought in Star Wars the guy said, Luke, I'm your father, or something like that. I thought that word had two O's. Now it has a U. What's going on? Yeah, I thought Mandela died in the 80s. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? All of these things should give you clues that this world was never what you thought it was. I mean, what really will give you a clue if it's not reality itself? It will give you clues. If you pay close enough attention, you realize that it is not what it seems. But it's you who have to pay attention to the clues. You see? Reality is giving you clues all the damn time. And besides, even if you don't see any clue that reality is actually a dream, life is too absurd for you to take it seriously. Right? It would be like being in solitary prison and you started to hallucinate and you took your hallucinations seriously. It's like life. Like the hallucinations will be absurd. Like there will be no meaning behind the hallucinations. They won't really mean anything. So can you imagine if you're suffering a lot because of your own hallucinations? The projections will persecute the dreamer. The dreamer's truest power is in realizing that it's not serious. It was never that serious. It was never real. Some of the projections will side with the dreamer. Some of the projections will persecute the dreamer. Some of the projections will be neutral. Some of the projections will seem to have nothing to do with the dreamer, to not even care about the dreamer, to not even know that the dreamer exists, even though they are directly connected to the dreamer. All of it should not be taken seriously. The dreamer must only work on himself, work on how he feels, how he responds to things. He must work on being stoic, not being affected negatively by things, not giving things power, not caring about other people's approval, not being controlled by what other people feel about him. Like, I want everyone to love me. I want everyone to agree with me. I want everyone to be on my side. The dreamer must know that sometimes the projections will persecute the dreamer no matter what. Like, it doesn't matter if you are perfect. You could be the most perfect human being. The dreamer will, the projections will still persecute you as the dreamer. It's how it is. You can never have a dream where everyone is on your side. If you stay in a dream long enough, some people won't be on your side. You can never have a dream where everyone is not on your side. If you stay in a dream long enough, some people will be on your side. Even if it's a nightmare, it's how it is. The key is to not take it seriously, is to not give it power. since the clues are already there. And like I said, even if the clues were not there, reality itself is too damn absurd for you to take it seriously, for you to stress over things. Sometimes you just have to be like, okay, there's the illusion, right? What can I be doing right now that I actually want to do? You know what I'm saying? Because you don't control this. I keep on telling you that you don't really control this. Things will happen no matter what you do, and you will always find excuses why these things have happened. Whatever wants to happen will happen, and you will see a reason why it happened and find that that's not really the reason. It was just supposed to happen. You were supposed to have that experience. You're not in control of this. So you'll be like, yo, only if I didn't say that, this person wouldn't have left. No, they were supposed to leave. That's just an excuse. Reality is gonna give you an excuse so that you feel guilty and blame yourself. You do not blame yourself. You're not really in control here. Of course you want to be in control. Of course you want to have power. Of course that's the ego, but no. You can control how you respond. You need to be a philosopher. You need to try to decipher reality. That is your true power. Understanding what it really is. And once you realize what it really is, you will give it less power. And by giving it less power, you are giving yourself power. The power to decide what is real and what isn't. What isn't. What is to be taken seriously and what is not to be taken seriously. What matters and what doesn't matter. You know, the power lies within you. It's not about other people. One of the biggest mistakes that we make is that we give power to other people. You don't even know what other people are, but you're giving them power. And what do they use the power for? If you give others power, they're going to use their power against you. If you have not realized that, it's like if you're too like if you allow other people to take advantage of you, they'll continue to take advantage of you without even feeling sorry. So you have to, all the power that you have is yours. Be selfish with your power. You're not giving anyone power here. It's you who deserve all your power. It's you who deserves all your power. That's how you take control. You take control of how you respond to things. You're no longer affected by what you're seeing. You're only working on controlling what is inside. But once you give your power away, others will control what is inside. Right? Their opinions are gonna matter. An opinion of a dog does not matter to you because you have not given that dog power. So if you're passing in the street and you see it barking, it means nothing to you. Maybe that dogs that barked at you today, you don't even remember. You're only remembering now because I'm talking about it. But you didn't remember because it doesn't matter. You have not given these dogs power. But if it was a human doing what the dog was doing, it will matter because you've given humans power. You feel like their opinions actually matter because you've made their opinions to matter. You see? You see that it's you who give your power away. No one is really taking power from you. It's you who give your power away through your beliefs. You're like, oh, this person deserves my power. This person deserves to tell me what is really going on. No, it's you. Even if you're wrong now, you'll be right at some point. Just keep on working. Just keep on trying to figure out what is going on. You will understand what is going on as long as you are trying to figure out what is really going on, right? It's not about giving some people power. It's about giving yourself power, letting yourself grow. You were once a child, maybe now you're an adult. You used to think like a child because you were a child. You allowed yourself to grow. That's what you do. You allow yourself to grow. So even if you are wrong, you still have to allow yourself to grow. That is important than to give others power. It's your dream. Everyone is just in it. And life itself has told you that. If you pay close attention to the clues. Yes, it didn't tell you directly. Yes, the universe didn't tell you that. But if you pay attention to the clues, you'll see what they're pointing to. Like, if I had to be truly honest with myself, it makes more sense to look at this as a dream. As crazy as it may sound, but this really does look like a dream. Thank you guys for watching this video until the end. Tell me in the comments what you think. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Let us keep on growing. Thank you guys.